Hello, Klaus here, and welcome back to yet another video here at the channel. In today's video, I'll give you a bunch of tips to Davinci Resolve that might help you out and make your workflow faster. If you are new to this channel and want to learn Davinci Resolve filmmaking tips and tricks and want to have a look at some pretty cool gear, I would recommend you to subscribe. And if you want to help out even more, you can push the join button down below if you want to become a member of this channel. Well, with that out of the way, let's get right to the video. Okay, so here I'll give you some super quick tips if you are working with Davinci Resolve and need to speed up your workflow just a little bit. So maybe you have a client sending you a file that they want you to do some corrections in, but they don't have the original file and they only sent you out the rendered file. In this case, it can be time consuming to go into the edit page and cut up the clip in the right order so you can go in and, for instance, do some color grading and stuff like that. So in this case, for this example, I have here a recording of a review I did, and back then I recorded this with the ATEM Mini and 2 cameras, and then I did this technique every time to do the color grading, and it's the same thing here. So I'm going to take my clip here, I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to select Scene Cut Detection. And now we have this menu here, and it's pretty straightforward actually. We're just going to use Auto Scene Detect, and now Davinci Resolve will run through the clip and decide where there are cuts, and the cuts are done here in these with these green lines showing that there is a cut. And if we look up here, we have the previous frame, the next frame, and the frame right now. Okay, there we go. So it has now done some cuts, and we can actually check out if that's okay. It looks okay. We have something here where it couldn't decide, but I don't think that is a problem. So we're going to add cuts to media pool, and we're just going to close down the window. And now we have all the cuts here, and if we go into the edit page, we can just drag this on here. And here we have all the cuts, as you see right here. So now I could go in and I could grade these or change these and cut things out if I wanted to. So the next tip is all about how to auto sync your footage. And as you see, I have 2 clips right here and 2 bits of audio. And if I just highlight all of those, right click, I'll go up here to auto align clips. And here I can choose either based on timecode or waveform, and in this case I do not have a timecode, so I'm going to choose waveform. And then Davinci will just quickly do its thing and align my 2 clips, and they are synced and ready to be edited together. There we go. Okay, so the next little trick is just how to make movements in your shots if you have like a steady shot like this. Of course, you could go up to the inspector and you could use the transform and put in keyframes, and then use the keyframes to make like a dolly zoom or a zoom in or something like that. But of course, you can also use the dynamic zoom, and then it's just to select that and it's going to add that to your clip, and now it's going to do a movement. Of course, this is a super short clip and this is not necessarily what you want to do. But you have the options to use the dynamic zoom to do small zooms or big zooms in your footage. So another tip is to use clip attributes. So for instance, let's take this clip, go to the inspector, and we decide that we want to zoom in the picture a bit. We want to change the position. We also want to do something with the rotations. And now we want to do the exact same things to this clip right here. However, we could do that, of course, if we go up and do all these things manually, but there's an easier way. So if we control our clip, push Control S, go to the clip we want to, right click, we're going to paste attributes. Alternatively, you can also use Alt plus V. And now we have this thing coming up, and the thing we can change here is we could add in of course, the video attributes, and this is going to take all of these color corrections, fusion effects. We can actually paste all of those things onto the clip if we had any. Also, we could do something if we had any audio, but there's no audio on this clip, and we're just going to push apply. If we go to the clip, we have now done the exact same things to the clip, and this is a super fast way to take the attributes and copy paste those into other clips. Of course, for this shot, it might not be a good idea, but the basic idea is it's a super easy way to do that. Another super fast tip is, let's say we have this clip here, and it's pretty obviously, if you look at it, that this is a GoPro clip. And a super easy way to correct that is to highlight the clip, go to the inspector, and go into lens correction and just push analyze. And now we are going to take out these bendy lines, and the footage are going to look way better than something coming out of a GoPro. Okay, next tip is actually something about color grading. So if we go into the color grading here, let's say we want to grade this particular shot here. I'm just going to, we could do something just to show you the difference here. So this is what you normally would do. You would grade the clip, and then you would go to the next one, and either you could start all over with the grade, or you could copy paste the grade. And it's super easy if you have a mouse with a middle mouse button or a scroll wheel. You are simply going to select the clip you're going to apply the grade to, go to the clip you want to copy the grade from, and push the middle mouse button or the scroll wheel. Okay, and the last two tips are all about Fairlight. So let's say you had multiple audio sources and you wanted to add in some effects. For instance, you want to add in like a Alex Audio Butler master sound. You could drag this, if you have multiple, of course, multiple, drag this right in here and just let go of your mouse, and it's going to add in that effect right here. And then you could just do the corrections you wanted to do and doing all of the things, but this is done per track basis. This is a super fast way of putting all of your audio effects to one specific track, and then perhaps on some of the other tracks you do something else. Nice thing. Also, just a super quick thing as well here in Davinci Resolve 17, the newest update, is actually you can change the order of how your effects is applied. So for instance, if we go in here, it's going to take the EQ, the dynamics, and the effects. You also have an option to do EQ, effects, dynamics, EQ and effects, dynamic, effects, EQ, effects, EQ, dynamics, effects, dynamics, EQ. So, and this will actually affect how your setup will be in Davinci Resolve. So I'll encourage you to play around with the different modes and figure out which of the different modes are best for your sound. Anyway, I do hope you found this little video useful. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, share it with your friends if you think it could help them out, and if you want to be notified every time there's a new video on this channel, please hit that bell icon down in the corner. Until next time, keep filming, keep learning, and keep sharing.